Chase, 6 games into a 7-game road trip. What are you seeing from your team so far?
I think it's been good. Obviously, you want to get as many points as possible at this part of the season, but anytime you get to go on a long road trip with the boys, it's a lot of fun and a lot of time together, that's for sure, going to meals and outside of the rink. But so far on the ice, it's been pretty good, and I want to finish off here on a high note.
3 wins. You got a point from a shootout loss as well. What have you seen in the games where you played your best as a team?
I think it's just the same thing all year. It's just been the story, I guess, whenever we stick to the systems and stick to our routes and play the way we know we can play. That's when we have success, and obviously that's when we get the win. So I think this time of the season, going into playoffs, it's really important to stick to the system and get ourselves ready.
There have been a few opportunities on this long time away from home for the team to catch its breath a little bit. How important is that? How valuable is that to a team and to an individual player, just to be able to have that chance to get away from the game some?
For sure, yeah, especially when it's nice out. Obviously, really good weather here so far on the road trip. So as much as it is important being at the rink, obviously time away from the rink with the boys is just as important. I feel like that's when you bond pretty much the most, is when you do little activities, whether it's top golf and that kind of stuff. But that really brings the group together.
Well, it's funny because as much as I say the rest has been important, the practices you've got in have been very efficient and very high tempo as well.
Yeah, for sure. Just like our practice today, it's short and quick, but hard and exactly what we needed.
So an interesting time for the team and an interesting time for you. A couple of milestones on the weekend. Your 200th American Hockey League game. Let's talk about that. Can you believe it? 200 already?
No, I can't. I didn't even know until you mentioned it to me after the game. But yeah, it goes by quick, and feels like just yesterday I was just getting drafted and playing my first training camp. So it's crazy how time flies, but I've enjoyed every second of it.
Do you remember the first one?
Yeah, I do. I think my parents came up for that too. So no, like I said, it's fun to see this group grow and be a part of from the get-go. I guess from the very beginning, it's definitely exciting to be a part of and see how far we've come.
Well, I mentioned 200 games. We have to mention 100 points. A great setup to send J.C. Lapon in alone on the breakaway. How fun is that to get to 100 points?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, it's all about team success, but anytime you have a little bit of personal success and any milestones like that is great, and I'm excited I got to be able to accomplish that.
One more to go on this road trip with San Antonio coming up. You've seen them once already. What do you see in the matchup?
They're a really good team, and we knew that coming into it, and we know they had the big game yesterday against Cleveland, so they're going to be ready to go again for us. And like I said, it's the end of a long road trip, and we got to be ready to go and finish off on a high note.